What it do, my people? Flaco with another video. Y'all can see we in a hotel. Just took a shower, just changed. Let me turn this motherfucking light off. We about to go eat some breakfast because we are going to tour a very, very, very cool ass place today. Y'all know where I'm going. Yes, we're going to ALCATRAZ prison. We're going to do the whole tour. I wanted to do it in the morning just because it leaves us space to do a lot of shit and tour actually San Francisco in the afternoon. So we about to go eat some breakfast and then we about to head to the ALCATRAZ Pier, which is 33. They say arrive 30 minutes earlier. I'm kind of late. I ain't gonna lie, it's about 7:20, 7:17. Tu sabes? So by the time I end up, you know what I'm saying, eating breakfast and shit, it's gonna be go time. So let's get it going. One fun fact, I drank this water, bro, and I filled it back up with the little holes so they don't think because they be charging for this shit. I don't give a fuck. Is that brokey of me, man? Is that brokey of me, man? Let's get some breakfast, man. All right, y'all, we on the way down. Make sure y'all like, comment, fucking subscribe if y'all trying to be too loud because this motherfucker's sleeping. This is the fifth of the day, y'all. They said wear extra layers and something comfy because there's a lot of walking, it be windy and shit, so, you know, we doing the right thing, you feel what I'm saying? All right, y'all, so we finna order some breakfast, man, to go because we running a little behind. Gracias al jefe que nos atendió allá atrás. It's a dope spot, bro. It's next to the, it's connected to the hotel. It's called Boda Tapas and Paella Bar, tu sabes. All right, y'all, so tu sabes, we got us some breakfast at the Warwick. I ain't gonna lie, I would recommend this hotel. Where the name at? Warwick, right there. It's pretty dope. They got a little breakfast, lunch, dinner spot right next to it. Estamos esperando para el valet con el carro. As soon as the valet get here with the whip, we're gonna take off to Pier 33. That's where the ALCATRAZ City Tours is. So we gotta hustle over there. We gotta find some parking. I'm not gonna lie, parking in San Francisco is a bitch. If you're here and you driving, just keep in mind that you're gonna be driving for a long time. All right, y'all, the whip is here, y'all. The whip is here. The whip is here, so we gone. I'll let y'all when we get to the destination, man. We're gonna be about 15-20 minute drive, so I'm gonna holler at y'all. Some parking back there. We paid about $5 for, I think it was like till 1 p.m. or something, so pretty decent, I'm not gonna lie. So I guess in San Fran, finding parking in the morning is not as difficult as it is in nighttime, obviously, but so you know, I don't want to waste too much time talking bullshit, but I do want to say, brother, the hills and shit and the West Coast are crazy, bro. I've been to Seattle before, so I kind of experienced that shit, but that shit a whole nother level over here, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. I'm from the Midwest, so we don't got no hills, barely any, you feel me? So this shit is, that shit fun, though. I be whipping that bitch, boy. When you got a rental, you don't got to worry about shit. There go them Waymos, y'all. Bro, that shit is all over the place. That shit is actually scary, bro. How many of them are in San Francisco is actually scary, bro. Oh, let me see if I can catch up to that motherfucker. Hold on. It ain't nobody in that bitch. It ain't nobody driving that bitch. Look at that, bro. That's fucking crazy, bro. I cannot believe that. We made it, y'all. We made it to the Pier. This is where we're gonna take the ALCATRAZ tour and get our ass to jail. I don't know why a free man wants to go inside of prison, but you know we have to for this time. I guess this is what we gonna be looking at. They got the whole 3D model. Damn, that's fire. I used to play Black Ops Zombies. I'm not gonna lie, and this remind me of that one map. That's fire. I think this is where we're gonna be pulling in from. That's fire, man. They got the whole 3D. I wonder how long it took them to make this shit, yo. You feel me? I wonder how long it is. This is dope. I like historic shit. I like dope shit like this. I'm always a fiend for that type of shit. So, you know, I can't wait to get to it, man. One thing I would say, arrive early, for sure. Arrive early. Find some parking. And then from there, wear a few layers, you feel me? Because it's definitely windy out here in the Bay. Motherfuckers don't want to get cold and shit, so make sure y'all do that. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. This bald motherfucker here is really the reason why I want to go in that shit. Al Capone, el mejor de los mejores. Inmate number 85. I'm finna go in his cell, and I'm finna see what he was thinking.
Safe and closed to the public. These places are clearly.
Y'all might not be able to hear me, but I'm finna board the ALCATRAZ little whoop, the cruise. All right, y'all, we finally getting on this MF, man. See the water's very blue, greenish, amazing, clean. Finna get the good views, all that. All right, y'all, so we walk. Ooh, would you look at that? I think that's the island over there, shit, if I'm not mistaken. Boy, tell me why I ran into my cousin in this bitch. I didn't see. When you see this, boy, you gonna be happy as hell I ran across your. All right, y'all, just a little view. I don't know if y'all can see right there. I think that's the bridge to go to Oakland. I don't think that's the Gold Gate Bridge. I don't know, but y'all can see in the distance over there. That's a long ass bridge. All right, my people, we just deboarded. We deboarded the cruise, 10 out of 10. They give you a lot of stories and they give you just a lot of information that's dope in regards to what ALCATRAZ is. The first thing that I noticed is this big sign right here indicating, you know, native land, bruh. Just, you know what I'm saying? This is property, native, not Indian, but native.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your national park. Please gather. Part about ALCATRAZ history happened 6 years after the prison closed. A group of Native American activists took over the island for almost 2 years, and when we create a cultural center here, that movement started another movement, and it still resonates with the Native American community today. We have a special case there into the building.
Okay.
He's there in a bookstore. Again, he'll be here all day.
So we have,
chat with him.
there's an inmate that was here in the 1950s.
An exhibit in that space as well. You don't want to miss.
His name is Bill Baker. We're gonna chat with him for a little bit too, hopefully, to get some information about what it was like being here, being a prisoner in the most infamous prison ever. All right, my people, que lo que mi gente, we started our walk, you feel me? They talking about it's a steep walk, whatever, hills, all that. Nosotros somos dominicanos, Dominicans done walk mountains all the time, so this shit ain't nothing new. It's mad people over here, bro. That shit, that cruise was packed, and it was like 8, 9 in the morning. I wasn't expecting it to be packed, but y'all get a dope view of the ocean, of the Bay Area. I ain't gonna lie. The thing that amazes me the most is the native tags, bro. Welcome to Indian land, you know what I'm saying? So they're tagging their territory, you know, rightfully so. Oh, that's a dope car, y'all. Que tenemos este carro, mi gente, one of the old school cars. That bitch fresh though. That motherfucker fresh though. And then, I gotta pay. Oof. I'm not rushing this process. I'm gonna try to get as much footage as I can. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. We're finna bust this left. Porque aquí tenemos algo bacanísimo. The flank defense, Howard, whatever the hell you say that. Historic. Oof. The Hopi Indian prisoners, y'all. It's a lot of history within this island right here. So I damn near I'm gonna become a tour guide myself. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. When they said these hills gonna get to y'all, but it was not lying, boy. I was talking shit. No, que yo soy dominicano, I'm used to this. Hell nah. Boy, ALCATRAZ is a different breed, boy, and we still got ways to go. Well, my people, we finally walked up that tremendous hill, bruh. Huffing and puffing. And we got the warden's office. We got, well, I don't think this is actually the warden's office, but this is where the audio tour takes place. So, here we go. They're handing out the audio tours. We're gonna lock in on that. We're gonna keep it going. All right, y'all, we got our audio tour. We just gotta press green. Para empezar la vaina. Empezar a start talk. It's crazy, man. Ay, mi gente. It has begun. Oh my goodness, bro. This looks exactly like the zombie map from Black Ops 3, I think. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. I think this is where the visitors used to see like their people and stuff. Like the visitors used to like, what's up, mami? Mami, estoy preso, mami. That's crazy. Man. This is breathtaking, y'all. Like, this is the most infamous prison of all time. And I'm standing right here. That's crazy as hell. Está una loquera, loco. Oof, the A block. We're in the A block right now. This is the A block. They got this locked up, so we can't even open it up or anything, but it looks like a very shallow pathway. Que loquera, mi gente. This is beautiful, though. This is, I don't know if I would consider this beautiful, pero algo breathtaking, bro. Miren. Look at these cell houses, y'all. And the stories that you hear, this is the best part about it. Look at this, y'all. My people, these are the cells right here where the famous escape happened, y'all. Right here. Oof. Y'all can see they escaped through that hole. They made dummy heads, y'all. They made fake heads so they can have time to escape. That's crazy. That's insane. To this day, the fugitives, well, they're still considered fugitives because they don't know if they either survived or they died. But it's crazy, it's crazy. All right, my people, this is the people that escaped right here. They use spoons to cut off on the, I don't want to, disrupt my guy right here, but they use spoons to cut off the holes where they actually escaped. As I'm vlogging, I'm also hearing the stories. Let me actually see if I could, okay, I could actually stop the goddamn audio. I'm trying to speak and listen at the same time. It's not a good choice. Can you guys imagine spending the rest of your life in this right here, y'all? Spending the rest of your life in here. Can you guys imagine that? I don't think I'll ever be able to sleep 2 nights in here, let alone 1. This is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. All right, y'all. FLACO, the prisoner. Oh my goodness. This is literally all you have right here. I would sleep right here. I'll take a shit right here. I'll watch. This is. I would not be able to do this, y'all. Y'all imagine that this closes right here. This is worse than solitary confinement for me. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Inmate 108 right here. I guess he was a checkers lover. I'm saying, look like he played a lot of checkers right there. You really don't have much, man. If you were a prisoner here, I don't think you'd have much to go off of. Prisoner 104, I guess, was in love with music, y'all. Y'all can see the little piano looking thing right there. Yeah, I can't stress this enough. This is the best part about the tour. The stories that you hear while you're in here going through, each cell, you almost feel like you were the prisoner that's telling the story, It's scary, bro, because these are like, bro, this is not a game. This is crazy. All right, y'all, we made it to the rec yard. Just the recreational yard, as y'all can read right here. In a prison of strict regimentation, the yard offered a rare freedom movement. So they play ball, as y'all can see right here. They played, games. They had a baseball field, essentially. We're gonna go ahead and walk out as if we were one of the prisoners, y'all, going to the courtyard. Look at that view, y'all. We're gonna get down there later, but there's a beautiful view. I would recommend anybody that comes to San Francisco to definitely take this tour. It's definitely one of one. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. Y'all, so we found ourselves in the courtyard. This is the little bit of freedom that these people encountered, They were stuck in a cell for the rest of the day. They maybe had 30 minutes, 20 minutes to come out here and enjoy what they would call quote-unquote freedom, y'all. Covered by walls. You don't see anything outside of this. This used to be a baseball field right here where they used to play ball. You guys can kind of see the traces still right here. This is crazy, y'all. This is loco, this is breathtaking. I'm gonna keep saying that because this is insane, y'all. This is where prisoners were standing in the most infamous prison of all time, crossing doors that seem to be what separated actual freedom from internal freedom. Take a look at this view, y'all. Take a look at this breathtaking view, you guys. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. As you guys can see right here, you guys kind of get a glimpse of the city of San Francisco and the entire Bay Area. I'm pretty sure they all talked about escaping through those walls right there. Why don't we just go over that shit? Sometimes it never happened. The 4 men that it did happen to, or the 3 men, I believe, we don't know if they actually made it or they simply just got home. All right, y'all, we are about to enter D Block, the famous D Block. Not Duke shit. This is ALCATRAZ prison inside the prison. So they said the treatment in here was worse than how it was anywhere else. So we're gonna check it out. The smell, whew, damn. It smells very contaminating. Oh man, you could instantly tell the cells here look a bit different. I'm not sure if these are cells or if these are showers. Not sure what it is, but if you guys can tell, they're like shower heads right here for what it seems like to be. Everything is locked in here, but y'all can hear the solid metal, man. This is insane. Oh, actually, never mind. This is the cells in here seem to be a bit more different. I think I had it wrong all along. It's a bit more space in here. You can move around, do some push-ups. So I guess this is where the least dangerous convicts in here were, or maybe the most dangerous convicts. Right here we get a kind of a pan of, obviously, the most famous one, Al Capone, aka Scarface. We got Machine Gun Kelly, the original. We got Bumpy Johnson, you guys. If you know who Bumpy Johnson is, you know he's in one of the most notorious drug kingpins out of New York. This is where they stood, man. This is where they stood, right here. I was actually a bit wrong. So D Block, right, was home of the isolation. So as you guys can read here, he'd go to the hole, that was my club. Isolation in D Block, the treatment unit, was reserved for unusually dangerous or violent convicts, right? They had to be in their cells 24 hours a day. And as you guys can see here, it's complete darkness. Watch how this changes, you guys. Look at this. I'm not even in the actual cell, but you guys see how it changes. 24 hours a day. You guys hear the echo? I'd go crazy talking to myself every day. See anything? Actually, this one is open, you guys. This cell is open. Oh man, y'all, this is scary. I'm scared that it might close on me. You guys imagine being in this cell 24 hours a day. Now, we get a little bit of light because that's open. I'm assuming when the actual convicts were in here, this shit was closed. I done became a historian. They need to contract my ass, I ain't gonna lie. Fuck. This is crazy, y'all. This is D Block, the home of solitary confinement. All right, y'all, we just returned the audiobooks. The solitary confinement was the last step, per se. It was D Block. As I was mentioning previously, we crossed here. This is visitation. So this is where prisoners would see the visitors, right? The people that would see them. You know, see if we can't even see anything. This is made out of solid. Right here, so you can't really see. I'm pretty sure you couldn't even, pretty sure there was a phone or something where you would talk to them with, but essentially everything is just metal, man, as y'all can see. I said metal, my dumb ass. Man. ALCATRAZ, the first Supermax prison, the home of Supermax prison today. I believe today there's about 40, 35, I think that's what it said on the little informational board. This is the utility corridor. Not sure if anything has been revamped since then, but I'm assuming so to keep it stable. Man, imagine being a correctional officer in ALCATRAZ with all those prisoners. I guess this is the visitor's version of seeing the inmates, right? So, también en verdad me sorprendió. This surprised me because I didn't think this would be this sophisticating in regards to the information and how it actually looks, right? Seeing this on YouTube or in videos and actually being here, it's two different things. So this is man, whoever wants to come to ALCATRAZ, make sure you book the tour on time and you book it early. If you book it early, it gives you more time to really listen to the stories and shit of what's going on. Actually, yeah, let me take some motherfucking hand sanitizer. You know, I was touching sales and shit all day, so you know me, I like to touch shit. Pause, not in that way. But we're finna, oh, look at this view, guys. We're gonna hit the ALCATRAZ store. We're definitely getting a souvenir, but before we do that, let me give you guys one of the most breathtaking views of the entire Bay Area. Oh man, I hope you guys can see what I'm seeing right now. This is probably one of the most beautiful landscapes that you're gonna get. Easily one of my favorite things I've done in my life, and this is one of the funnest videos that I will publish out there on my YouTube channel. This is where the lighthouse, was established. That's crazy, guys. That's crazy. One of the prisoners that did escape, I'm assuming, that just dove into the sea. I don't think they made it though. All right, y'all. I believe this is the lighthouse right here. As you guys can see, this shit is tall as fuck. This is crazy. I like the fact that they haven't destroyed or changed anything. They're letting everything kind of fall apart, and that gives an authentic feel to what it was actually being here. This hasn't changed a bit. I'm touching the actual cement, right? The debris that has fallen from the years that this has been in this island. All right, guys, here we have the warden's house. As you may know, or if you don't know, right, the warden, and I'm pretty sure all the rest of the officers lived in ALCATRAZ, right? It's pretty much falling apart. Penitentiary warden's house from 1934 to 1963, as you guys can see right here. More than likely, I'm gonna do some stupid shit, and I'm gonna climb a few fences to try to get the best view for you guys. Area closed for safety, as they say, but we don't listen to rules. Let me look around real quick. I think I'm gonna just go out here and see if I can get a little pan for you guys. He said it's not safe. I don't know, this might be some snakes up in there, but you know what I'm saying? I don't see any officers around or anything, so we're definitely gonna take a quick sneak peek at what it was to be next to the warden's house, or be in the warden's house. All right, guys, I know I do something illegal in the warden's home. I know that I said previously when we got out of the prison that this was, or that was one of the most breathtaking views. I might beg to defer, guys. I might beg to defer. I hope the camera does it justice, because the way this looks on the eye is crazy. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. All right, guys, so here's the warden's home right here, burnt down. 1943, y'all. From 1943 to 1963, each warden of the penitentiary lived here. I guess it was a 15-room mansion. Oh shit, I wish I was a goddamn warden. Come on. It's crazy, guys. Historical factors that just get better when you actually live it, when you actually envision it. It's the famous lighthouse right here. Man, just crazy. It says area closed for your safety. Of course, we're not, so we're gonna go ahead and just go over this just like that. And boom. Can you guys see that? It's a crazy experience, y'all. Definitely recommend it. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I checked off my list now. So we're finna hit the ALCATRAZ store, see what I can buy with my broke ass. All right, y'all, we about to enter the goddamn store. You can find books. You can find all type of stuff. It's a lot of people here. You can find actual rocks, and I believe these are the cuffs, the inmate cuffs that they used to provide to them. For $16, you can have an inmate cup. The fuck out of here.
Save the rock.
But this is cool. Overall, this is dope. I like this experience. Me gusta pila. En verdad, lo que me gusta más de esto es que uno siente la presencia de los presos que estaban aquí, loco. Muchas veces en la vida, loco, uno no entiende, uno no quiere entender la vida de alguien que estaba en prisión, ¿verdad? En una de las prisiones máximas del mundo. But, you know, as I said in Spanish, I feel like the best thing about this whole tour was actually understanding or giving the chance to understand the inmates that were, you know, locked up in the prison. Sí, quizá me lleve algo, quizá compre something that, you know, I may buy an inmate cup or something just to have that as a souvenir. How you doing, boss?
What's up, brother?
We got my guy over here, you know what I'm saying, chilling. Man, I'm not gonna lie, this is probably one of the best things I've ever done, bro. As I was saying, I appreciate you, man. As I was saying, this experience allows people to try to understand the life of an inmate, you know?
Exactly.
Which usually doesn't happen, because why would you do that?
You take the audio tour?
Yes, it did.
Yeah,
That was the best part about it.
Yeah, exactly.
I was vlogging about it because you actually get to hear.
Exactly.
And you feel like you're there, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I got goosebumps the whole time, dog. Appreciate you, boss. Qué bacanería. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. This is crazy, y'all. This is dope. This is a dope experience, man. I don't know what else to say. I'd recommend it all the time. Every time. All right, y'all. We just got word that if we find a ranger, we can ask him to take us to the hospital or the Citadel, which is the dungeon. So the main D block. So we're gonna try to find a ranger, see, you know, if they're around so they can take us to the main dungeon or the Citadel, also known as, you know, next to the hospital. So we'll see if we can find a ranger. All right. One cool thing that I noticed as you're walking, you just see seagulls posted up on the block. See them right there, y'all. See them? I can't really fuck with me, but yeah, they're right there. This is a predator-free, for the most part, area. They just be chilling, man. They just be chilling. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And there's so much. The smell is terrible, though. So if you're here, if you come to our ALCATRAZ and, you know, you're not good with bad smells, yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. But, you know, it's not that bad as long as, you know, you just keep moving and you take a deep breath every once in a while. All right, guys, right here, one of the rangers said this is one of the sides of the prison that is commonly missed, and that's the West Side Gardens. So the West Side Gardens, literally a garden that was tended by the prisoners right incarcerated here in ALCATRAZ. So, you know, I'm pretty sure that was a good time to spend, you know, some off time tending a garden, looking at colors, flowers, instead of being incarcerated, you know, for the rest of your life or, you know, locked up days at a time. If I find a ranger and they take us down to the Citadel, which is basically like the main D block, the main dungeon in the hospital, I'll go ahead and make sure to add that as well. I'm just gonna keep walking around. God willing, we find a ranger so we can get that extra good content for y'all. You know, just to make sure y'all get the best experience, and then maybe you guys decide to come here as well. All right, y'all, as we looking around, we found the guard tower. Damn, they had to climb all that shit, bro. I hope it does justice how tall that shit is up there. Images, every move, yeah. This is a quote from an actual worker. He said, "I hated working the towers. It was monotonous, particularly the midnight to 8 a.m. shift. It was cold." Man, I ain't gonna lie, San Francisco winds, especially in ALCATRAZ. You have to come here to experience. It's just crazy. The words can't describe how it feels being up here. High altitude, high winds, the views, everything is breathtaking.
It's like, you know, because I'm a federal employee.
Got you. All right, y'all, so we speaking with one of the rangers here. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at the dungeon, the Citadel. We can't vlog it or we can't, you know, due to permissions, things like that. Ain't that right, Ranger?
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead, shut off the camera. We're gonna go there. I'll let you guys know how it is and we'll go ahead and move on. All right, y'all, we're waiting for the ranger. He's right there. I try to film the dungeon. I'm gonna see if I can sneak in some film. I don't give a fuck. Of the original dungeon here in ALCATRAZ. There's gonna be some real exclusive content. Hopefully I can get it for y'all. I'm gonna risk my life for this. So hopefully I don't get locked up. Hopefully we can get this going. All right, y'all, so as the guard, as the ranger is saying, these right here were all apartments of families of guards that used to live here and the kids. So if the guards have kids, they actually took a boat across the ocean to San Francisco to go to school. So it's odd, you know, families of guards have to live in an island where there are infamous killers. I wouldn't be, you know, comfortable with that, but you know, you had to do what you had to do, you know. I hope those guards were getting paid fine money, because that's an adjustment for sure. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and enter the Citadel, the dungeon that's underneath ALCATRAZ prison. This is exclusive footage, so you know I can't film this, but we're gonna go ahead and enter this, and essentially we're gonna go down to the dungeon per se. Alright, y'all, we going down to the dungeon. We ain't supposed to be recording, but it's exclusive footage, exclusive. Exclusive footage, y'all.
Just imagine back when this was a military fortress. It was a 3-story building. This is the bottom floor, or second floor, and the third floor. So building would have been a moat around it. So right now we're standing in a moat. So back in 1850s, late 1850s, we would look up at the sky. These are the foundations for the cell house. And the idea behind the moat was that the enemy got past the Sally Port and guardhouse, which was the first line of defense. If you notice the cannon there, there would have been 2 cannons there. If the enemy got past that, this would be the last line of defense. They had enough ammunition to last for a 6-month siege, and it never happened. It never happened, never any battles here. But the idea was the enemy could fall into space here.
We're gonna keep it going. He said we're not supposed to film. This is the dungeon. This is the dungeon, y'all.
There's no wall here. The reason why there's no wall here is taken out because at the time, during the federal prison days, there were stories about the dungeon getting out to the general public and cruel and unusual punishment. So there was an investigation by heads of the Bureau of Prison, and they saw the conditions down here and had all the walls torn out. So imagine there's a wall here and a door here, and you come inside. So this could have been an enclosed area. There was one man in particular that did time out here who was a pacifist during World War II. His name was Philip Grosser, and he would have been, possibly this was his cell. So imagine that there's no plumbing down here, just a bucket. So you would put down here in the dark, and 14 days at a time, relative regulation, 14 days at a time. One of the untold stories about ALCATRAZ is this space down here. Originally, these would have been rooms like all these rooms here. We're not going to go into it because we have to wear a hard hat if we go back here. But these were rooms for officers. There were 3 stories above here, and these would have been cells down here. And like I said, so just imagine, now just so you can get a feel of what it was like. I'm going to turn the lights on just for a few seconds. So go inside here. Don't move around. I'm just going to turn the lights on for a few seconds.
I'm not even supposed to be recording it. Alright, y'all, so we exiting the dungeon now. Right down there. This is a look at the original ALCATRAZ prison. Right here. Yeah, no problem. So this is what the original steels would look like. This is only for authorized personnel. As y'all can see, this is blocked off for the public, but not blocked off for me or for us per se. So not sure if I think he needs the key to open this, I'm assuming. All right, so y'all just seen we caught some footage. It was illegal to do so, but we caught some footage of the dungeon of ALCATRAZ. So the dungeon, I try to, you know, get some footage for y'all. I couldn't make it obvious that I was recording, of course, because, how you doing? Because it was illegal, as the ranger said. So, you know, I went above my way to try to get you guys some content of the stories that are untold in regards to what ALCATRAZ is. So we went ahead and got to the dungeon. We went downstairs. I had to turn off the camera, but he also turned off the light when we was in the dungeon. And there was one prisoner that was down there. And man, when you turned off the lights, you literally can't see the finger in front of you. So, you know, that's an exclusive take of what it is to go to the dungeon. Not everybody has that ability or, you know, the opportunity to go down there, but we did. Thank the Lord. So I'll get this footage for you guys. It didn't look pretty because most of the time my camera was down staring at nothing, but you guys can hear the stories, right, of what it is to be an inmate in the dungeon of ALCATRAZ prison. So you know, I think that's gonna sum it up. I think the fog is clearing a bit now, so you guys can see the city a bit better. Yes sir, yes sir. Say hey to homies, the little homies, man.
Good.
What's your name, dog? Come on, say what I said. Xavier, what's your name, dog?
Daniel.
Daniel? Yeah, I'ma holler at y'all. Alright, boy, I'ma holler at y'all. See what I'm saying? I got the little homies, you know, fresh as hell. You know what I'm saying? Chilling. I took a picture of what time the ferry arrived, so we're gonna go ahead and go down there, see what's up. So essentially, I gave y'all a tour plus some. We went to the dungeon. The dungeon is not open to everybody, but it was for us. You know, some people back there came with us too. So, you know, shout out the Ranger. I hope you don't lose your job over this video. But yeah, y'all, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I believe this is gonna be the final scene of me and Alcatraz, probably forever. All right, guys, actually, before we end the video here, I wanted to let you guys know que todo lo que vean, everything you guys see in this video is for educational purposes, right? For people to understand what it was like being in the most infamous max security prison, the first max security prison in history. You know, I did some things that I was told not to, pero, you know, that's life. So, I hope you guys enjoy. It's gonna be a lot of more content, a lot of more vlogs coming out in San Fran, so make sure you guys tune in.